going to go ahead and put this back on. Something that I'm noticing is, you see how these go down? This last one has a hook on it. That's kind of cool, because on the burner bell it has a little spot where you can hook it. That's cool. So you don't lose it. You could just flip it out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about losing that piece. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat how they thought to do that. I'm going to go ahead and fire this baby up. I'm going to use one of these fuel canisters. See what happens. This valve is already off right here. It's already off. Okay. Move this stuff out of the way. Now let's take a look and see what happens here. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. You can light it from the side here. There's these little cutouts on the side. That's where you're supposed to light it, from underneath. I'm going to kill this light, get a better look at it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's fire it up again. Flame. They claim that this thing's like 14,000 BTUs. Pretty cool. Man, that thing puts out. Look at the tips of those red hot supports. Yeah, excellent fuel flame control. You get down on the low side, looks like you're going to lose your flame control. So let's light it again, and we're going to try it in liquid fuel mode. So we're going to fold these babies out. We're going to flip the can over. This works good if you're at a high altitude, or if you're running out of fuel and you want to get every little bit of last bit of fuel out of there. Wow, that thing really fires up good. A lot of power. I like it. I'm a little concerned about when you get the flame down low. It doesn't seem to handle the flame too good real low. But when you get up about this much. Okay folks, I went out and filled this fuel bottle up to this line here with just regular automotive gasoline. I'm going to angle this pump kind of in, and let's get it in there. Turn it. You can see that the pump says on and then it says off. I'm going to make sure this valve is off here, and it says to pump between 25 and 35 strokes. I think 25 and 40, something like that. 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, with this valve off, I'm going to go ahead and put these arms back down, and I'm going to thread it right here. Let's take a look. We'll put this in. If I leave it in the off position, it's only going to get air into the stove, so I need to put it with the on side up. If you want a little added support, you can pop one of these legs out and it'll hold your fuel bottle in place. Now I'm going to make sure this valve's off, and I'm going to open this valve over here. Open. This one's closed. So I'm going to open this all the way. Now I'm going to fire the stove up. Now this one is going to need to prime. Wow, it fired right up. Didn't even have to prime. That's amazing. I don't know if that's something that it normally does, or if I just got lucky because maybe it was still hot. Not sure. It's a pretty good little flame. Let's run the tool in here and see what it does. Let's check the flame control. so good. Now that I'm liking the flame control on liquid fuel. That flame control on liquid fuel is excellent. Look at that. All the way down to a birthday candle. That reminds me of the Dragonfly. MSR Dragonfly. That's cool. I like that. Let's open it back up. That's a nice flame. It's a loud stove. That flame control, that's nice. You can really go down to a simmer. I'm digging that. That's cool. Liquid fuel runs through here really good. I like the pot supports. Nice little stove. Now, when you're done and you want to turn the stove off, you flip this fuel canister over. I'm turning the stove down for a second so you can hear me. You flip this over to the off position, and what will happen is it'll start to draw air instead of fuel. And what it'll do is it'll depressurize the tank and it'll clear this line. So I'm going to turn it back up so I can speed that process up. Whoops. So it's just going to depressurize this tank right now. There we go. We're going to let it hiss because all it's removing now is air. Let it hiss until it's done. Pretty neat little stove. I like it. Now if you compare, you know, earlier I noted that these feet are real big feet, because look at this MSR Whisper Light Universal. Look at the size of the feet. They're real small compared to the feet on this baby. Let's turn these valves off. Then I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, let's go ahead and disconnect. I like the way everything's knurled. Okay, let's look at the feet. Let's compare these feet. See the size in feet? So that would tell me that the Polaris would be a lot more stable. Potentially, anyway. Let's go back to LPG. So we're going to get this fuel can again. We're going to compare it against the MSR Whisper Light Universal. What I want to compare is the flame control and the sound and the way it looks and stuff like that. So I'm threading this on. Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and fire this baby up. Okay, let's fire up MSR. Let's get our flame back. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Put this stuff back. Okay, now let's compare these two. MSR definitely has more flame control with the canisters. MSR is a lot quieter. And if noise is a big issue, you could purchase one of these. I'll show you what this is. This is going to make this stove quiet. It's called the Quiet Stove. QuietStove.com, model 600. This fits on this stove. I'm going to turn them off. Turn them both off. I'm going to set this down and I'm going to wait 5 minutes for them to cool, and then I'll show you what this does. It's pretty cool.